Uh-oh.
What's up, guys? Oh, man, you are the only guy I know that can pull those pants off.
Yeah, right. Is he?
That is a common theme this evening from everybody.
Yeah, that's some TGL money right there.
It is. I got some on order for Ronnie Dunn. He just
He was mesmerized.
he was mesmerized, and his black pants were way too tight. He was about to bust out of them.
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of a common theme in country music. You know what I mean?
Bro, it is. You guys got some good tailors.
Yeah.
As we sit here, Whiskey Drink is the #1 song in country music, and that marks 30 number ones in your career. When you consider that number, what is the overarching emotion that comes with 30 number ones?
Man, to me, I'm just like, I can't believe I've been around that long. You know, I feel like a lot of times to me, it, feels like I haven't been around. I feel like the new kid on the block still a little bit, and then you turn around and you're like, you got 5 and then 7 and then 12 and 15, 20, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you're getting close to 30. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to talk about it. And plus Luke Bryan, one of my best friends, he celebrated 30, I think, last year. So I just kind of wanted to make sure I keep up with him. I don't want to give him anything to hang over my head. So yeah, but no, it's an honor, man. That's a cool club to be in. Somebody said that we were up there, I think, tied with like Ronnie Millsap or something.
It's rare air.
That's Ronnie Millsap's one of the greatest singers of all time, one of my favorite singers. And, when you kind of start looking at that and looking at, the company you're in, it's pretty cool. So definitely something I'm proud of, and just glad that everybody's let us stick around this long to be able to hit it.
We have been around long enough that we've seen Broadway go from kind of a sleepy, fun street to what it is now. What's it
Redneck
like?
Vegas.
Yeah, it's redneck. What is it like being a pillar of that group? I mean, what's it like when you go down there to your place?
It's awesome. When I first moved to town, I think my bar was actually a NASCAR cafe.
We were there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were.
Jeff
definitely
Gordon's
there.
car was sitting out front, and I used to go in there when it was that. So, but I think for me it's really cool. When I moved to Nashville, it was downtown looked nothing like that. I mean, you had Tootsie's, you had a couple little, gift shops. You could go get a Patsy Cline shot glass and a Hank Jr. fly swatter, that kind of stuff. But to see what it's turned into now, I mean, those bars have been such a cool staple down there, and ours just happens to be right in the hub right there. So it's really cool to go down there and see your name up on one of those places, and not only that, but it be like one of the hottest ones down there. I mean, that's just the way it is, and so it's been cool to see that. And I don't even think I really knew what that was going to turn into when we started talking about it. It's just like, hey, we want to use your name, put your name on a bar and do this thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. Give me a place to go hang out with my friends. I had no idea that it was going to turn into this big thing. We were going to open, 3 more of them at this point, and this whole thing. But it's been a really, really cool experience, and just to have a place to go. I mean, when they had the NFL draft here, we went up on the rooftop and watched the draft, and just those kind of things that it's cool moments to be able to use it like that.
How did Georgia Bulldog football shape your life?
I just don't remember. I mean, honestly, growing up, I was never really a big NFL fan. If anything, I was more of like because we lived in South Florida. We moved there when I was a year old, and so if anything, I was more of a Dan Marino Dolphins fan. But I mean, from the time I can remember, I mean, Herschel Walker was running the ball for Georgia, and it was just, that's what you did on Saturdays, man. You watched Georgia, and everything in the fall, that everything just kind of ran around that, Georgia stuff everywhere. And it was just, I don't remember anything else. And so it's almost like a religion. I mean, you guys know, it's a religion. Saturdays, it's like you don't book weddings in the fall on a Saturday. Growing up in Georgia with my family, that's just how it was. I mean, Saturdays you found a TV and you just waited for the Dogs to play.
I was at that Sanford Stadium show you played the very first time.
Yeah.
And it felt different.
My favorite show I've ever played.
What was that night for you?
It was, I think, a moment for me is just like, what was a trip about that was growing up, and I talked to my mom about this at one point. I was like, when I was growing up as a kid, like, we couldn't afford to go to football games and stuff like that there. And so the first time my mom ever stepped foot in the stadium was that day, the night that I played it.
Wow.
And I remember I brought her in that day, and she was just kind of walking around, looking around. And she was like, wow. can't believe, can't believe you're in here, like, this is your audience. And I'm like, I know, I can't believe it either. But it was this thing of, like, for me, my career was on fire, and to be able to go back home to my backyard and go, all right, I left Georgia to go make this thing happen. We're on top of the world. Now I want to come back and play this show, and to go back in like that, it was just, timing on that was so good, and just, we filmed it all. We captured that whole concert that night. I'm like, I don't want to not have this, so let's film it. And it was just my favorite show I've ever played. Just a special night that I don't think we'll ever be able to recreate that or experience anything like that ever again.
And that crossover, I mean, that feeling when you're in a stadium for a college football game on a Saturday at 3:30. And then that feeling when you walk into that stadium to take on that stage, those are our people, right?
Yeah. I mean, you just know that you're surrounded by people that you just have a lot in common with. There's just nothing like it, man. As a Georgia fan, a kid that grew up there and watched basically every game from the time I can remember, to walk out there and look, and your stage is set up, and there is 66,000 people in there. I'm just like, I cannot believe that this is happening for us. You know what I mean? And, we used to play clubs and couldn't get anybody to show. There'd be 20 people in there, and now we're doing this. Like, it was insane to me and it seemed like it happened, so fast. We were just like head down working, and then all of a sudden you look up and you're like, when did all this stuff happen? It was kind of how I felt. We were so busy trying to get it going that you just turn around and look up one day, and it's going, and it's going pretty good. And Luke was on the show too, and he was going to be he was the first call I made when I knew we were going to play it. I'm like, you want to open for me at Sanford Stadium? He's like, yes. So we were stoked, man. We went out the night before, and we were having fun in Athens. It was a blast, and we just couldn't believe that, because there's never been a show. That was the only concert ever to be held in Sanford Stadium to this day. So they were getting ready to tear the field up, and they let us come in and do a show, and they had told everybody else no. Springsteen, REM, you name it. They was like, no, not you guys, but you guys can come. And I'm like, really? All right. So it was just a really cool thing for us. And like I said, it's something that we won't ever be able to recreate that, or I don't think I'll ever play another show that has that kind of feeling of coming home and being able to go, this is where I'm from, and this is pretty badass,
So how are you as a dog on a Saturday? Like, are you a scream at the TV guy? Or are you a keep quiet guy? Or
it depends on how they're playing.
Right.
It depends how they're playing. I'm one of those that, like, I kind of, part of me, if everything's going good, I'm fine. I'm having a blast. If it's not going good, don't really talk. Don't talk to me a whole lot until I figure it out. And then if they lose, I need a solid couple hours to get over it, and then it's fine. We move on to the next week. So it's not a huge deal unless it's like one of those losses that really sucks, like where you should have won, and it's like against Alabama. Like when I went to the national championship in Atlanta, oh, that one hurt. And then I had to drive home with my wife, who's Alabama graduate. Had to go back from Atlanta back to Nashville with her in the car. That was fun. Yeah.
When they finally broke the 40-year drought, where were you, and were you crying like a baby? What was the reaction?
I did not cry, but I think I just couldn't believe it. We've always been the ones that were supposed to do well, and, just couldn't quite get there, and all those things. And I think for us, I just thought, man, this is going to be another one of those heartbreakers, and when we won that game, I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I think I went online immediately and started looking for like national championship T-shirts and stuff like swag, so I could I want to be repping this stuff. I've never had a chance to wear a national championship Georgia shirt, so let's get it. And I think that was the first thing I did, and I was at my house and had a little party over there, and I was in the liquor pretty good after that.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Celebrities, they're just like us.
Yep.